Hey guys, how are you doing? Okay, so we're doing this. I wanted to start a video really quickly. I have to go back to work in a minute. I started like a quick little playlist because I just wanted to kind of like wrap up the past year of my life, of my magic, and I just like read tarot on here, but like I really do a lot more in regards to like learning and ritual work and stuff like that. And this past year, since I believe it was Easter afternoon last year, I initiated clip off. Okay, so clip off is like removing your connection to God. Now, hear me out. I did it intuitively, so I didn't follow a book or anything. I just kind of like asked my intuitive mind to lead me through what would be the clip off. And that after I went through that energy, as like, because you're supposed to go through the abyss. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you don't have to pay attention to it. You have to go through the abyss. The abyss is when you lose your name, you lose your sense of self. You kind of have to you become nothing, in a sense. You become reborn. Mm. So I did that. I did the vampire ritual a couple of times. It was good. It was alright. I'm not a vampire. I'm not, I found myself when I was doing the vampire ritual, I was always trying to like supply every single vampire in the group with energy just because I have an abundant, unlimited source of energy. And of course, I went down into clip off. Whether I have my name or not, the essence still carries of my soul, my imprint, and my imprint of my soul, right? And if it's not this soul, then it's just another one. Because I have many of them, actually, more than I need. So there's that. Uh, Now that's just me as a woman. Men tend to have millions and millions and millions of them, while a woman kind of just has what she collects energetically. Seeing as women don't carry sperm like that, like sperm is where the souls are kept. So that's why maybe you could see God as a man, because God holds like a lot of souls in his balls. Anyways, that got gross. Sorry. That's what God is. So now, as a woman, you can like kind of collect souls by way of energetic transfers. Um, okay. I am a webcam model, so I tend to have collected a lot larger amount than most feminine or most women are able to, just because I don't have to physically. We have Baldwin, 1609, and it just popped out. Cool. So Easter is when I made the contract, or when I made the like when I went down, I said I was coming back on Easter. So I've gathered quite a little good handful of people to bring up. So far, the only person that is up is my stepfather, Chuck or Charles. We have Dalit or the door. So the doors, the fourth Hebrew letter, to move in or out, give birth. Adjective, sorrowful, poor, hung down. Noun is pathway opening. Spiritual is trials of physical existence. Refine. That push you. Lunar mansion to achieve victory. 0 degrees, 12 minutes. Cancer, Cancer. The eighth lunar mansion, or in the Vedic nakshatra, it would be Pushya. Vedic or sidereal degrees would be 3 degrees, 20 arc minutes to 1640 arc minutes of sidereal Cancer. In Western astrology, it would be 2711 Cancer to 1031 of tropical or western Leo. The symbol for the nakshatra is the cow udder, and it represents the star of nourishment, the power to create spiritual energy, teaching and providing nourishment, guidance, and wisdom. Very, very positive nakshatra. So there is an energy here of we have generating. We also have rage against the machine, suicidal or self-harming behaviors. Someone specific wants to take you somewhere really nice. You are unique and they have never met anyone like you. An unconventional approach to sex. And then on the bottom it says, I am putting myself out. Dumping depression, removing depression after a personal setback. Hey, Kuf Men, the 16th command of God. I have been bestowed with emotional strength and stand after I have stumbled, to rise after I have fallen, and endure when the path seems unendurable. That's for Baldwin right there. I spent the most time on his door. He was the one I put in the center. He was in the center door. I don't know why I chose him to put in the center door. I never like talked to him or heard anything really, heard his voice or anything so much. Somebody just told me to put him in the center door. So a lot of people might have thought that I would have put Damien in the center. I did not put Damien in the center. I put Jason Baldwin in the center. I spent the most time on his door. In fact, I had to take all of the paint off of the door and completely repaint it because I didn't like it. It wasn't the right energy. So he is hands down the most powerful out of the three of them. I have never looked at Jason or Jesse Miss Kelly's chart, nor do I ever plan to. Nor do I ever plan to. Sorry. So I just got it. I don't know why. I don't really look at very many people's charts in that situation. Victory. I see victory. I see victory. Potential victory. In Baldwin's chart. Damien's chart is too. It's too. It's like top heavy or it's like bottom heavy, where it's like too powerful in one place in the chart where there's not really a lot to see, unless because his chart is very centralized to Sagittarius, while Baldwin's chart was very, very powerful. Now, the only thing that kind of scares me about that is I have met one other person who is actually closer to being the literal opposite of me, I believe. Baldwin was a Aquarius moon with an Aries sun. I did meet at one point in time a April 12th. I don't know. He was exactly opposite to me with sun, and then his moon was a little bit earlier in Capricorn, and my moon is later in Cancer. So that makes me a little nervous, just because I know my own intentions. But I would say that I would meet him in the middle on that. I could meet him in the middle on that. And say that I am about 50% corrupt and about 50% not corrupt. I can give him 50% of the good and 50% of the bad. I don't mind taking some of the darkness or some of the bad. with Jupiter in Cancer, or the Two of Pentacles in reverse with the Ace of Cups and the Tower. Fuck yeah. The Four of Swords. See, I never was able to get to like, I didn't know so much about him. I did, maybe I shouldn't speak about. He has a Venus retrograde in his chart. I was born really close to a Venus retrograde, but it wasn't quite retrograde. I believe it was in shadow. My Venus was in shadow retrograde. Now, there's also this energy here where I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not going to be anyone to make a definitive statement because that's not my job. I can only take accountability for the things that I need to take accountability for. And I do feel as though the ego of Aleister Crowley, which I feel like a lot of Aleister Crowley, what we know of him, was ego. And I feel as though he has some karma in regards to the way that he worded some pretty important things. And just in case that is the way, I just want you to know that like you're forgiven. Obviously it's not okay. It's obviously not okay. But that's why I said I take 50% of the responsibility as a representative of Crowley's ego. Some things should be specified a little bit more clearly and not left so vague. The sun. I wasn't alive. Okay. And another thing is I can remember when I was doing the door, like there was an energy that like came at me and was like, well, you're not scared. Like he tried to like punk me. You're trying to scare you, motherfucker. I'll fucking punch in the throat. How about that? Motherfucker. Here's one. And the King of Swords. Cool. Now, another thing that can be kind of worrying is the Pluto going over the moon. I know my sister has an Aquarius moon as well. I haven't heard the best things about the Pluto moon, but I could be wrong. I'm not exactly sure about the whole Pluto thing. My Pluto is very much so, I don't know, like it just, my Pluto, my personal Pluto is in my 8th house, conjunct Eros and conjunct Psyche and Themis. So it's just very sexualized. So I don't know that I understand the full, like, other side of that. Oh, scary Mary. I gotta go. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Swords. You might have to spend some money on something if you want to get an outcome to remove the swords that have been wrongfully put in your back. If you do decide to go that route, there will definitely be a lot of longing, a lot of questioning, a lot of returning back to times when you felt kind of immature and maybe small. There could also be some energies that could potentially come that like say they're going to be about something that's like it's like you might trigger the immaturity in someone. Knight of Wands kind of energy in reverse. So somebody might be kind of a little bit less mature than you. Or somebody might just act a little bit immature around you for some reason. That can be frustrating. So. Right, that's what I have for that. It's 7:50 here now. The main, like, this is just kind of trial period now, just because I know that you have been underneath or so underneath the ground when you put the stakes through the grave in that movie, or in that show, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the fuck that was. I can't even see their faces. It doesn't come out clear to me. You've been down for a long time. So, when Mel Gibson releases the Resurrection, will be the time that you just need to pay attention to that movie. Maybe watch Passion of the Christ. So that's all. I don't know you. I've never heard you speak. Yeah. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you, but yeah. So that's just what it is. I hope you have the most marvelous time, and I hope that you figure it out, and I hope that you find the courage. Anyways, I hope you find the courage to speak for yourself. I have put in the Linda gene inside of you. So any sort of ugliness that you feel about yourself or your family or whatever, just take a second look at yourself and you will see quite the opposite. Because I know that that was a lot of the problem for you in regards to speaking up for yourself the first time, was because you did not feel beautiful. You didn't feel pretty, you felt ugly, you felt disgusting. So that's all I have to say for you. Yeah. I hope you have the best of luck. If you ever need anything from me, the mystery of Golgotha. That's all I have to say. We have meticulous and conviction. Also, the other thing to say is that this, like, if you're trying to get testing redone, the test, the whatever is done with the evidence, how can you even trust that evidence? The argument that I would bring up is, why was it ever okay to why was it ever okay? Right? Why was it ever okay to even allow an Alfred plea? When was it ever okay for 3 children to die? It was never okay, and it never will be okay. And so I think that that's the only thing that I would have to say. And that if it were the case, and that were to have been what happened, I think that, you know, the next life will just be really tough. So that's what we kind of need to work on, trying to heal the karma of, which is going to have to come in regards of coming clean with not only yourself, but the world. Now, I'm not saying that that's what it is, but, you know, I'm just preaching the choir, I guess. And the other thing, the Michaels. That was another big thing. 1999. 2 Michaels were lost in the making of that film. One became a bitch, or became a maiden, when he was never meant to be a maiden. He was Michael. Michaels are very, very important in regards to Punarvasu or Aditi. They go hand in hand. Like, there's Brahma, and then there's the ether element, which is Aditi, that Brahma uses to create all things. the space. It's the ability to create space. It's the empty space. It's the void. Like that's where my moon is. So Michaels are very important to the world. And if you ever meet someone that was given the name Michael and they decide that they're going to change their name because they don't want to be known as a Michael, um, and they want to change their name to Maiden, and they're not even a maiden, um, you know, it fucks with the time space continuum. He's a good man fighter, eh? But then it's like because you sacrificed that name, it's like they made it like, how could you ever be called that again? So there's already another lifetime in which, uh, you know, if you haven't named one of your children Michael, or it's like you're going to have to reincarnate as Michael yourself, Damien already is going to have to. That's period point blank. You will reincarnate as a Michael. You will reincarnate as a Michael, not a Mikhail, as a Michael, Michael or whatever. I don't know how to spell it. It's not under that. You will reincarnate as that. You will reincarnate as that. You know, I mean, if you're really trying to clear the karma in this lifetime, you need to do the rituals to have the children be reincarnated. Um, to have the children be reincarnated. That's my personal opinion. I've had a lot of time to really sit and think about this. Um, I've had a lot of time to really sit and think about this. My eyes are starting to do the crazy things I have to do. Confused. So, one is already figured out. Whichever one got. Um, let me talk about that. The girl was already figured out. The girl's already been figured out. I did that one myself. Not like my own personal wound, but she'll be beautiful. Her parents are beautiful. She'll probably be a star. In second grade. Like a little ponytail, I'm always in the back of your mind. I'm Swati. I don't know. Professor. Yeah. What the hell? Damage to the body that creates mild to severe discomfort. If you suffered injuries during an accident, alterations such as those to your back, leg, neck, head that causes pain or distress, you can proceed for damages in physical pain. Possessed by Jesus. Have fun. It was surprising that that one came out like that. So. I don't know. I am safe. I am here. Say where you are and say what you're doing. 5 things you see, 4 things you hear, 3 things you smell, 2 things you feel, and 1 thing you taste. If you're feeling disassociated or ungrounded. I do know that you're going to be having this Neptune transit coming through. I just had Neptune cross over my personal ascendant and my Jupiter. That'll do for you. That'll do for you. It will dissolve anything that is not truly of you and anything that is not meant to be of you. Any false ideas you have about yourself, you'll be really, especially if it's going over your sun, it'll kind of like dissolve you down to nothing. Ego wise, like an ego death or like. Anyways, I have to go now. This has been so much fun. Talk to you again on the flip side. Oh my god, it goes. Did you call Taylor Guard? I don't think you did. No, you did. Yeah. What plan we got here? Taurus. I gotta go back to work now. I'm gonna go Taylor. That's all I have to say. What a weird trip, dude. I'm on the other side of it now. To know, to receive, to greet, to welcome, to know equally and likewise. Any other messages? Alright. Aries, I am. I should send her something. I don't want your fucking money. Insight, go along. Italy. There's also a phone number on the bottom here. I don't know whose phone number it is. Whose phone number it is? Go ahead and give them a call. Who knows who it is? We have Jupiter and the moon. I have to go now. You know? Libra. I weigh, I balance, I finesse, I judge. Must go now.